Hello there. I want to talk to you about the effects of fear on the body. Something that's come to light with me in my clinic of late is the aftermath of what's been happening through this global crisis that we've been experiencing and what's going on now. I would say that this has been the most insecure and uncertain and unprecedented times in our lives. It's quite amazing. No one could have predicted that. The feeling that we are literally making castles made of sand and nothing is quite certain, and the fabric of our foundation of life has been pulled from underneath us, is certainly quite a sensible, normal way of thinking right now. So, I mean, how do we deal with this? And what effect does this have on our body, and how can we cope to get through? Anyone that knows me knows that I'm all about how we can help ourselves and each other to get through whatever it is that we're being faced with. So fear, think about fear. Fear has a way of constricting, it restricts, it withholds, and it withdraws. This is what fear does. I mean, when you feel it, it just brings it all into here. In essence, on a physiological level, what it's doing is there's a whole cascade of hormones that are happening at the time when someone's experiencing fear. It's like, this thing's going to get me. And suddenly, like, your breath is taken away. You hold it in. What happens is, say you're walking down the road and, the old roads back in ancient times, and you hear a rustle in the bushes. And suddenly, there's a saber-toothed tiger and he's coming at you. So you're like, quick, and you run. And what happens within your body is the blood flow goes from your organs into your periphery, into your muscles, so that you can run like hell out of there, like a bat out of hell, okay? So it means that where the blood was flowing, where the energy was flowing before, is removed so that your body can be used for action. So that means things that are not needed for action are digestion. So your body will have an immediate defecation and off you go. So what I'm seeing in clinic is we don't have any saber-toothed tigers anymore, but certainly maybe what is, the whole stuff been going on in the world is definitely a saber-toothed tiger, right? But we're not having to run down the road away from this saber-toothed tiger. We are in our house and we're going mental with all of this information that we have, and the body is acting like there's some real fear going on, which there, of course, there is. So on a level. So what's happening is, your body the digestive juices are not there anymore because, your body is not focusing on digestion anymore. So what I'm seeing in clinic is people are presenting with irritable bowel syndromes. They're presenting with belching, flatulence, bloating, all of these signs of irritable bowel syndrome and irritable bowel disease, because they're suffering with a poor absorption. Because if you're continually in the state of fight, flight or freeze, then your body is not able to get into what we call the parasympathetic nervous system of rest, restoration, healing and repair, which is where the digestive system plays a part, sleep as well, and the immune system. On a circulatory system, like we said, all the energy is being taken out of the core and going to the periphery, which is meaning that your body is the blood flow is not happening in the around the body. It's the organs are not getting what they need. Okay, so your kidneys, your liver, your lung, your heart. It's not. Everything is not being given the resources that it needs to survive normally. Okay, so you start to get deficiencies in the body. I start to see magnesium deficiencies in people's bodies. Magnesium is needed in every single process in the body, and when you're in that period of fight flight, it's going to rob that from your system and use it just to run. Okay, so your body starts to react. You get lack of oxygen in the brain, so of course you're going to be getting these it's kind of like this overwhelming thoughts, irrational fears. That's it, irrational fears. Puts you in a state of anxiety, okay? So that fear creates a state of anxiety, the hormonal cascade is pushing you that way. So you get a state of anxiety, and too much anxiety, you burn out, depression. And you start to feel a bit better. Anxiety, burnout, depression. So it's this cycle goes on and on and on and round and round and round. Okay, so this is one of the things that happens, and the brain is not getting the nutrients that it needs. Circulation is not getting the nutrients it needs. Digestion is not getting the nutrients it needs. Nervous system is not getting the nutrients it needs. Energy, well, you're flat out. You might have the energy to run effectively back in the day, but prolonged periods of this is basically depleting your energy, because your little adrenals that sit on top of your kidneys that pump out adrenaline, they do that a lot. But if they're continually like running away from this saber-toothed tiger that doesn't really exist, you know, because we're just in this state of mind where all of this stuff is coming through, but there's no actual physical exertion that's involved in this, because let's be honest, the fight, flight, freeze scenario is there to save our lives. It is not normal, it is not right for us to be in this continual state. So it's going to cause detrimental effects. So your adrenals are very delicate little glands, less delicate than say the thyroid, but they're certainly delicate. So they'll pump out these cortisol. So what I'm seeing in clinic, we're getting a lot of like chronic fatigue syndrome, and people saying this is related to the virus. I personally believe that this, yes, that is definitely a point, but I personally believe that a lot of this is being misdiagnosed, and actually the chronic fatigue is really adrenal dysfunction, because you've been push, fight, flight, and then burnout, and that's what's happening. So your body's not being given the time to rest and repair. So what do we do? You know, things, we're not functioning effectively, so what do we do? Number one, I mean, you know, in this state, it's like, let's get a real picture. Number one, turn off the TV. You're not going to miss anything. I remember all those moons ago in Panarcodalia Herb Garden, we never watched TV, never had a TV, and you know, my neighbour, I think, gave me a TV. That happened here when I moved to Frome. My neighbour gave us a TV, like, we're missing out or something. Anyway, so don't watch the TV. You know, if the news happens, this is what used to happen in Panarcodalia, someone would come and tell me at Panarcodalia Herb Garden, and I would say, hey, you know, this happened. I was like, oh, sheesh, you know, news has a way of finding you. We've got to learn to trust, you know, it's okay. You can pick up the phone and phone a friend, whatever, but don't watch this stuff. Turn it off. Read a book. Books smell good. Ingest it this way, okay? Number two, turn off Facebook. I mean, I regularly have to have Facebook detox phase. I regularly need to detox from Facebook, because there's a lot of drivel there. You know, save the scroll, the never-ending, pointless, sadistic scroll. Get rid of it. It's not helping your soul at all. Get rid of it. Spend time in nature. Have a look around. How beautiful is she? Nature is just glorious. What's the interesting thing I think about lockdown was that so many people were finding such healing in nature. You know, when all, like, you know, hell breaks loose on the planet, they're spending time in nature, and we were in such a glorious time because it was springtime, so flowers coming up everywhere, and people really saw what we would normally miss because we were racing on this hamster wheel for so many years, that suddenly we get to see. Remember that. Remember what we learned in lockdown. Remember that nature is there. Bring us back to ourselves. Exercise, flipping mental. I mean, even if it is 10 to 15 minutes a day, it brings your head into your body. This is not the ruler of you. Get it out, you know, get it out, get it into your body and get it back there, you know. If you need a saber-toothed tiger and run, you need this in good shape. So get this in good shape. 10, 15 minutes every day just brings you back into your body, and it's so good for your psychology. It's just so good. Journaling, very, very good. You know, get that shit out, get it down, get it out, get it gone. It does not serve you any purpose. Get those ideas down, out, gone. Get them all done. You know, it is great. Meditation. And meditation's an interesting one. When someone's in a continual state of anxiety, meditation is like a near impossible task. So what I would suggest, something that I've found at times, certainly giving birth this was useful, is chanting. I know it sounds like, you know, I'm not a Tibetan monk in the Himalayas, but you know what? Try it, you know, not Nam Myoho Renge Kyo and whatever works for you. But you know what, that vibration, it has a most amazing effect of bringing the mind back into the body. Okay, a recent teacher said that the reason for a lot of mental health disorders on this planet is, and around us, is the separation of the inside world to the outside world. So for example, if you are outside of yourself, and most of us are, we're doing, we're out there, but actually we need to come back into here. We're physical, we're on this planet, and chanting can very much help that. What I'm finding as well in clinic is there's no point to give someone who's in a period of anxiety or chronic fatigue or in this fight, flight, or even frozen and depleted state. There's no point to give them, like, you know, a nice, healthy, nutritious salad of raw food. It's wonderful and nutritious, that stuff, but whiz it up in a blender. put it in a blender, put it in a smoothie, you know, make it into a juice, you know. That is a better way for people to have it, you know, brew it into a broth, because what I'm finding is that we need to have easily digestible foods. Easily digestible foods allow for easy utilization of nutrients, which is bypass the system, so that we can really make it so easy for the system to be able to cope with it, rather than bypass to cope with it. Detox, yep, detox your mind, body, spirit. Like I said, turn off the TV, you know, get rid of those negative friends, you know, like just detox, you know, clear up your diet, you know, less unhealthy carbs. I mean, don't do it, you know. Your body, if you tune in, your body tells you exactly what it needs, and it might go, oh, I really need that chocolate digestive, but you know, that's something else. It is, you know when you have something nutritious and delicious, that actually it is giving you energy, and you know that when you have some stodge, it's going to make you feel like pretty poor the next day. So other easy digestible foods are like rolled oats. You could even have them soaked overnight. You don't even need to cook them. That's delicious. Or you can cook them up. But they're really good for your digestion. Plus oats, Avena sativa, is particularly good for the nervous system, and that's what we need right now. Herbs. Well, there's so many herbs, and predominantly I would be going towards the adaptogenic herbs. So herbs that help your body to adapt to the times. So that is your ashwagandhas, that's your gotu-kolas, that's your licorices. You know, even ginsengs are good for energy, but they're all like, and they're adaptogenic. So they're all ones that are helping your body to deal with this, which is great. I would also look to herbs like passiflora. Passiflora is particularly good for just helping the body to deal with anxiety, calm everything down, bring you back into the body. Lemon balm, melissa, you know, various herbs like that. It's really essential. Rosemary even is just fantastic stuff. That's great for the liver too. And find out what is good in your life. Really find out what is good in your life. And grow it, you know. I mean, I'm gifted. I've got a beautiful family, so you know that's what's good. So I grow it, you know. I focus my attention there because it's important. I'm an exhausted mother, you know. But it's just find the good in your life. There's always something good, and there's always something to be grateful for. Always, you know. The fact that you can breathe, the fact that we're breathing, that's amazing. The fact that we've actually got clean water, wow. You know what I mean? We have a lot to be grateful for. So find what is good, and there's always something good. And grow it, and spend your energy and grow it and grow it and grow it and grow it. Because after all, I don't know where I read it many moons ago, this one always hit me. Fear is excitement without the breath. So keep breathing, everyone. Keep sane. I'm going to follow this with various other informations on how you can help yourselves with certain different ailments and what have you. So, and spread the health, because that is our true wealth, let's be honest. Okay. Be happy, be healthy, and if you need me, send me a message. Bye-bye.